how to conduct this retention research. What steps do teams need to take to get good results from your perspective?
So luckily, it's much easier than conducting churn research. So that's already exciting, right?
Yeah. All years.
Yeah. So what I recommend doing, usually a mixed methods approach, and what that tends to look like. So the most common mixed methods approaches in user research is like a survey and some qualitative interviews. Now, depending on how much information you have, you can do one before the other, and I can talk through that briefly. But I always recommend a mixed methods approach because it gives you the scale that you get from quant and the depth that you get from qual. And those two things together, like it's not one versus the other. They should primarily always be used together whenever possible. One of the best things that you can do is look into your data analytics and understand where are people starting to churn. Is there an average time span, or is there an average point, an average season, an average or a segment that seems to churn repeatedly? Are there any sort of trends that you can find in the data? And then ideally you are targeting those people in particular. So for instance, when I worked at a travel company, we had a recurring model where you were paying monthly for something. And we realized that after 3 months in particular, people just dropped off the face of the earth and never came back to us, right? And that was really, really bad because we were going through our customer acquisition. Our CAC was way too high. So we were just burning through that. And at a certain point, you're going to lose because there are only so many people and only so much money that you can put towards that. So what I did is I was interesting. So people are dropping off at three months. So I targeted people who were at about 2 or 2.5 months of using our product. So they signed up about 2.5 months ago. And then I looked into if there were any type of segments that I could find. So did people travel for more leisure travel? Was it business-based travel? Was it family travel? Were we looking at international versus domestic travel, those kinds of segments to see if there was anything in the trends there. And we found that leisure travelers who signed up for this tended to just drop off at that 3-month mark. So I targeted them in particular. And that's what I recommend doing, because for this kind of research, it's not particularly helpful to just talk to anybody who's an existing customer. And the reason being, you're going to get such a scattered amount of insights that qualitative depth is going to end up being quite shallow, actually. So what I recommend doing in this case is I sent out a survey. So sending out a survey, which includes a little bit of screener information. So what do you tend to use? What type of travel do you use our platform for? And it's leisure, business, et cetera, et cetera. And then I asked them their satisfaction levels, which you can use you can use the UMUX or the UMUX Lite. Those are the two that I recommend. They're two metrics